first opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Detroit Lions.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column. Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
The numbers for Hall in last week's ball game. 12 carries, 74 yards.
You know he's proud of his standings, the league's #3 rusher, and those linemen in front of him, they're just as proud, but they all have the same goal in mind. Get him to #1 in the league and celebrate a rushing title at the end of the year.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage.
Now for the point after. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Oh, able to avoid him. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
So here are the Lions now as they get set for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sucked them last week resolves itself this time around.
The numbers for Gibbs from last week:
10 carries, 56 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air, or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Now it's gone.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line.
The 49ers offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And his ability to use his legs has given the defense fits when trying to game plan. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing yards by a QB. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Hall on a give up the middle.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
And the 49er, first down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Hurts going to keep it running right.
And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Jalen Hurts, 14 yards. And the 49ers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it was finished off by the 14-yard touchdown run.
Over the juke. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Goff.
Over the middle and taken in by Laporta.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Took just 1 play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Joshua Hines Allen there on the stop. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Here's Goff.
Got St. Brown running the quick slant here.
And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
Brings up 3rd down.
Goff going to keep it himself. And he's going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
After the run, Goff going to throw.
Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs.
And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. And there's also a flag to go with it. Well, they completed the pass but lost yardage, so they'll decline the penalty.
Perfect play for them, isn't it? Who needs a penalty? When you try and throw the ball, you don't even get it downfield, and they go ahead and snuff out the play. They'll take that as a result.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Goff. And that is incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete.
The Niners take over.
And San Francisco gets set to go here.
So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and, you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it 2nd and 7.
Throwing is Hurts.
He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
This pass out wide to Hall.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Straight ahead is Hall.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it. He dumps this one off here to Hall. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
49er first down. An 8-yard pickup.
Here's Hurts to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run.
Allen has it, left side. A lot of work to get away and outside of the pocket, but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's 2nd down.
Back to the ground with Hall. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's already closing in on 100 yards for the game.
Shifts by at the 15. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
96 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Now Hurts is going to do it himself.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
A handoff for Hall.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. So here we go on a 3rd and goal. This Lions defense, they haven't broken yet.
Hurts.
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Jeremy Ruckert.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the 49ers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Lions nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they followed him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Here we go, tonight. Is that 180?
Off play action. Here's Goff.
That's complete right side. It's to Slaw.
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 42-yard line.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
Play action. It's gone.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
White 20.
Goff now looks to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. Finds Gibbs on the check down. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. To throw is gone. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
180.
Again, Goff. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Lions get a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7.
Lions 7.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The 49ers offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Now Hall to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. He'll look to throw. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll look to throw now on first down. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. Looking to throw. Got his man, Okonkwo. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play and move on.
They'll throw now on the final play. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Lions offense now with the football first here to begin quarter number 3. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Now 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
180.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Now he's free at the 35. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
DJ Reed, who played in college at Kansas State, made the tackle. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Hey, let's go. Trimmer.
Hall again. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
A 7-yard gain. At the 49er, first down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They run it with Hall off the option. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Taken down.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
2 yards on the pickup. It's
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. Taylor there to bring it in on the crossing route. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up first and goal.
They'll drop to throw. This is caught. Touchdown 49ers. Justin Jefferson from 8 yards out, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and a lead down to 3 touchdowns in 21.
Lions 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
36-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now Goff. To the sideline and incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well. Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
His throw incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Back to throw again. They'll set up the screen for Hall. Oh, what a has it knocked loose. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Well, number one on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the third, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to bring up second down.
And 10 at the 22-yard line.
Now it's Goff. To the left side, he finds Slaw. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Goff. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good for a Lions first down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
19 at the 35-yard line.
Throwing on second and long. Goff. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. An extra DB for the 49ers now on third.
Third down and 6.
Goff. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
They'll go again with Hall. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on third down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he's going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Here's a give to Hall. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now a 2nd and 6. They go play action with Hurts. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Hurts. Catch made right side by Wilson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's Hall. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 129 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, Charles, you got a quarterback out of the pocket, try to make a play, and you get it, but instead he ends up throwing it to the other team.
And, partners, we know to be successful in this league, number one, you're going to have to be able to make plays on the perimeter or when the pocket breaks down. But number two, you've got to make smart decisions with the football. And that time, that simply was not a smart decision.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
4 yards.
Second and 6.
Second and 6 at the 49-yard line.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now Goff. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
First down. 1st and 10.
Goff now to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Detroit Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
1-yard gain.
Second and 9.
Second and 9 at the 49ers 20-yard line.
To the air again. Goff. Tolbert hauls in the out route. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. There's Goff. That is caught. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Lions have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. Touchdown, 49ers! A very rare kickoff return on an onside kick. And the Niners look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Detroit's offense ready to take over. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score a touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Dances by him. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down.
3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 30-yard line.
From the gun, here's Goff. Puts it on the carpet, it's out. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. That one looks like he'll throw here. Now Hurts, he's going to do it himself. He's got his man on the crossing route. Now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is. And he loses the football a second time. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They'll run with Hall. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. 135 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And goal at the 4-yard line.
One more time with Hall. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And as a defensive coordinator, you're almost in a no-win situation down here near the goal line. You know how dangerous Jalen Hurts is when he holds on to it. You've got to be prepared to stay with it. So when he hands it off, if you're slow in reacting, this is going to be the result.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on.
And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A big play there for Detroit. 55 yards. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for San Francisco, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the losses